So my Alltrack, well, first of all, it's very dusty, so I apologize. There's a construction zone right next door where it's actually 20 feet above, so all the dust comes down from that construction zone. And I leave my windows cracked a couple inches all the time. But anyway, my blower fan on my AC started making this noise a couple weeks ago, and then it would also sometimes switch off completely. So I think there's some kind of a fail-safe where the computer detects that something is wrong, and it'll see there's the noise. Really bad at max speed. About a year ago it became I started having an intermittent problem where the speed would drop maybe once a month, and then it would go back to normal after about a minute. But this is more severe. It'll switch off, and you kind of need AC in Hawaii. So that's pretty loud. It's trying to spin, and it's off. No airflow. And you kind of, if you can trick it into going back on if you switch the system off and on a few times, but and there's the new one. Well, it's off of a car with a couple thousand miles. I got it on eBay. Came from Minnesota. These are kind of hard to find, and they're expensive. There's a few in stock at the dealership in Honolulu, but they're like $180 plus the shipping. If you can find one used, go for it. I think is generally a good idea. And there's the plug, the power plug. The new one's made in Austria, and the old one was made in Mexico. They're actually different designs, which is kind of interesting, but I don't know why that is. But the first step is to remove this flimsy styrofoam. It's kind of like the material they used to make food containers out of. So you take these plastic screws out. There's one at the rear right, and then another one toward the front left. So it's easy if you just pull the whole thing off, remove the screws and pull the whole thing down, because otherwise it's kind of in the way. It's really just a dust shield. It doesn't provide much protection, but so you can see the dust floating around in the air. The main power cable has a little tab on the left. You can remove that after you remove the blower, but I just decided to take it off first. Make it easier to see. And so I wouldn't pull on the cable accidentally or anything like that. There we go. It's got four contacts. 2 of them are power, and 2 of them are probably just sending a signal to the speed controller. Then you have to turn the blower clockwise to remove it, not counterclockwise like everything else. But you first have to pull down the tab at the back, or at the front left. It's about the 11 o'clock position if the front of the car is 12. but it's easy just to kind of grab it with your finger and then rotate at the same time, and it should pop out. But it doesn't really give you any feedback that anything is unlatching or anything like that. You just have to kind of keep trying and then it'll pop out. But I don't think it's a great design. There it goes. But at least it doesn't require tools. At least this part doesn't require tools. You can hear the scrapiness, even rotating it by hand. See that? The old one is a very different design. It has big ventilation holes for the electric motor. I accidentally had my exposure too high because I wanted to make sure that underneath the dash you'd be able to see. But anyway, that's a T20 Torx. And we're going to transfer that speed controller to the new blower. I wonder why they didn't make that part screwless, because they could have held it on tabs. If they're going to make the thing out of plastic anyway, why not have tabs holding it in? But anyway, just some regular self-tapping. I'm glad they don't use Phillips. It's kind of out of focus, but you can see the 4 pins, and then the 2 pins are the output to the motor, and then it's a heatsink. I think it's probably an electronic speed control like radio control cars have, or electric cars have, where it gets a digital signal and then it uses that signal to determine how much power to send to the motor. It probably uses pulse width modulation, I bet. I know people call it a resistor. I don't think it's a resistor. So just screw it back in to the new one. You don't have to put too much force on the screws. You just don't want it to unscrew. You don't want them to unscrew themselves over time. But simple plug in the motor. I think this may be the hardest part. You have to get it aligned. There's not that much space. Kind of has to squeeze in there. And remember, you're going the opposite direction from most things, so you have to turn counterclockwise to latch it into place. So you want to align the tab, and then it should pop in. If you fumble around enough, it'll go in. There it goes. It rotate. It only takes maybe a 1/4 inch of rotation. And you plug in your main cable. That's what it looks like up close. You can see where the tab is. Almost directly forward, or about 11 o'clock. The part numbers for these are kind of wonky. It got superseded, so you'll find different part numbers. As long as the numerical part is the same, the last digit can be an E or an H. I think a B maybe. So there it is with power. It sounds like it's making noise, but that's just the motor. That's fine. Alright, I guess it's the sound of airflow. There it is at max speed. You just kind of have to get the foam piece back in place and screw it in, and you're done.